What if I told you you're exactly at the right place at the right time? No, you're not missing out on life. So let go of FOMO and let's focus on JOMO instead. Hi, I'm Dr. Pubali. I'm a psychiatrist, and today I'll talk to you about some of the most pressing concerns that our generation is facing, that is FOMO, or the fear of missing out. FOMO is a term that was coined parallel with the social media advent. So, probably it was just the Instagram generation, the Facebook and YouTube generation that is facing this problem. And this is not something that our ancestors or the previous generations had. So, why is FOMO a major concern? Nowadays, we are getting to see a lot of patients in our clinical practice who are suffering from FOMO without knowing the full picture. Social media is just a highlight reel or a snapshot of your life. You're probably presenting your best things there. You're just focusing as much as possible on presenting a aesthetic feed and focusing as much as possible on your curated version of life. There will be tears, there will be bad days, there will be setbacks, and that happens in everybody's life. Consider your favorite celebrity's Instagram account. Do you think they don't have setbacks? Do you think they don't have hardships? Do you think they don't battle silent battles in their minds every single day? Well, they do all of that in silence. And their social media page is probably being maintained by somebody who is employed to just work for that. So imagine when you're comparing your life with that celebrity's social media page, do you think it's a level playing field? So it's very important when we focus on FOMO that we realize that we are only getting to see 1% or maybe 0.1% of a person's life on social media. Now, with that being said, it's very important that we realize that everybody is going through their own set of challenges that we know nothing about. So, as long as we are here living our life, focusing on our own life, that is something we need to prioritize in this era of FOMO. You saw somebody buy a new bag and immediately you wanted to. You saw somebody go on an international vacation and immediately you wanted to, without realizing that maybe they have worked for the last 5 years for it, maybe they have been saving up for last 10 years for it, or maybe it was a gift from somebody. So it's very important that we realize that we are getting to see 1% of the person's life in social media, and behind that might be a different set of stories, conditions, and narratives that we know nothing about. So before we analyze somebody else's life, it's very important that we look inwards, focus on our own lives, focus on where we are in our own path. The only thing that was sure when we were born is that we are going to die. So we are all going to die someday. So it's about living your life on your own terms. So it's about understanding the beauty of your own journey, romanticizing your own life, focusing on your own path in life, because that is the most important thing that will take you and make you happy in your path of life. Suppose you did not have access to social media. Let us imagine a day when you actually met your friends and family and came to know about their lives based on that interaction. So you wouldn't see their social media pages. You wouldn't know about the FOMO. You wouldn't have so much about where they're going, what they're doing, who they're doing it with, which restaurant they visited, which food they ate, what they were, and so on and so forth. So it's very important that we realize that in this generation of social media, often we are seeing that people are living for social media and not for themselves. Now, this is something as a psychiatrist, as a mental health professional, we are seeing the adverse side of this. We are seeing teenagers asking for plastic surgery. We are seeing teenagers randomly switching filters for hours at a time when they should be focusing on their studies. We are seeing people dropping out of school because their Instagram feed is not as pretty as their friends. So it's very important in this era that we assess FOMO, address the real issue, and we focus on getting out of it. So when we're talking about FOMO or the fear of missing out, a very relevant term nowadays is JOMO, or the joy of missing out. Let us turn FOMO into JOMO, and today in this video I'll teach you how. If you've not subscribed to my channel, do consider subscribing. I'm a mental health professional, a psychiatrist, and I make a lot of self-development content here on YouTube. These are the things that I wish I could say during the sessions, but sometimes time is short and I have a lot of patients to attend and I can't really say so much in detail. So if you just go through these videos, you'll probably have some idea about the inner work that you need to do in between the sessions, as well as to work on yourself even if life is going perfectly fine. Also, another request would be to share this video with someone that you know is suffering from FOMO, because this could just change their life or their trajectory for the better. So now let's talk about JOMO, or the joy of missing out. Have you ever thought that you are maybe in one room because you're not meant to be in another room? So suppose somebody had a party and they didn't invite you. It could also be that maybe you were supposed to work on something important during that time, so you could not attend the party. So, what I would say in this situation is to focus as much as possible on your life, on your path, because that is the secret to long lasting happiness. Nowadays, in this era of quick dopamine, which we are chasing from social media, it's very important that we focus on slow dopamine. The dopamine you get after exercising, the dopamine you get after cooking a meal, the dopamine you get after a family dinner with laughter and a lot of family inside jokes and stories. It's those things that are truly priceless, and you don't know how much value they are adding to your life. So, in this era of FOMO, let us try to prioritize JOMO, or the joy of missing out. Next time you're not invited to a party, celebrate. Celebrate on your own, celebrate with your family that maybe you're meant to be working today. Maybe you're meant to be reading a good book or watching a video like this, or maybe you're supposed to be making your own videos, you're supposed to be painting your pictures, you're supposed to be learning the violin or some new language like French or Italian. So it's very important that we focus as much as possible on our inner life, on our own healing, on our own journey. Maybe you're supposed to be utilizing this time to focus on home food, healthy meals, and your health in general. So that's why you didn't go out and celebrate with your friends and did not party. So it's very important that we know that in this modern age, we have to choose to live life on our own terms. Otherwise, social media is going to engulf us in that funnel of FOMO and so much related to what other people are doing. The algorithm is designed in that way to show you things that you are looking for. So it's very important that we focus on as much as possible the journey within ourselves, our inner journey, our inner path, because that is the secret to lasting happiness. So let's talk about romanticizing life. How do we romanticize life? It's about making a tiny tweak in your morning coffee. Maybe you added something else. Maybe you added a flavor, a mint, a different herb. Maybe you drank your coffee from a different cup. Maybe you opened your window and sat and just thought about life. I think these little pleasures of life are truly priceless. These are the moments that we often don't share on social media, but these moments definitely give us true joy. So focus on romanticizing the little things about your life. If you are going for a run or a walk, just focus on your favorite podcast too along with it. So that makes it a very enriching experience. If you are focusing on your health journey, just focus on staying consistent for 7 days in a week and reward yourself with a healthy meal at the end of that 7 days for staying consistent. So it's these little things that often make us enjoy life, even the daily, boring, humdrum existence that we live. And as much as I would like to focus on making your life good, it's also important that we realize what works for us. So I can't tell you what to do because you actually will know yourself the best. So now let's come to the next part, that is how to enjoy living life on your own terms. We have to realize that everybody is living according to their own terms, and that is the most important part. Just because somebody has been traveling this year doesn't mean you won't travel next year. Just because somebody has been studying all weekends this year doesn't mean that they will have a month of vacation next year. So we don't know in which part of life we are in. Somebody is having a health crisis after maybe years of eating unhealthy. Somebody had an accident and is maybe needing some time to rest and recover. So we don't know what is going on in people's lives. But more than anything else, we have to focus as much as possible on who we are and living like our true authentic selves. You were doing fine, you were sitting with your book and reading, and you opened Instagram, you noticed somebody has achieved something great, and instantly you want it. It may not be something that you were even working towards. Suppose somebody has written a new book. So you were not even looking to write a new book, but now you want to write a new book because that person has written it. So I think in this comparison mindset, a lot gets lost. Number one, you lose your authenticity, you lose your own life's value and purpose. And number two, you turn unhappy because of what you saw on social media. So reduction of screen time or switching off the gadgets and taking some time off social media is something I encourage as a psychiatrist. If you feel that FOMO is too much for you, because you need some detox. People were surviving very well, living happily, doing all the things that you do now just before the advent of social media. So if you need to take some time off, just take 7 days or 1 month off and see it's not going to affect your mental health negatively. Rather, you will focus on living your life, build some good habits, build some good daily routines, and that will help you turn FOMO into JOMO. If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe, and definitely consider spreading the word about living life with JOMO and not FOMO.